Hi dear students, how are you? I hope you're fine. Let's have part 2 of section 1 where we were talking about what the business ownership. So the third kind of business ownership we have here corporation. Corporation here it's kind of business ownership. Business here must have a board of directors. The business ownership here must have board of directors, more than one director, who control the corporation. I have here some advantages of this corporation. We have here limited liability for you. You don't have to pay all the debts of the company. If company loses dollars or money in dollars, stockholders lose only what they put in risk for them. So I'm as a stockholder, what should I do? I will pay all of this? No, I'm just gonna pay here or the risk here to pay my just share. The corporation doesn't end if the owners sell their shares. So the owners can sell their shares to others and the corporation will continue. We have here some disadvantages for this, of course, yeah. I have here the first disadvantage is that it has often we have often have to pay more taxes because it's a big corporation or big company. Government closely regulates corporation. It has here intervention and remarkable intervention in this corporations on those kinds of corporations. More difficult to start a corporation than the sole proprietorship, which was easy, and here or also as a partnership. So this is more complicated. Running a corporation can be much more complicated. I have two types for the corporation. We have private limited company and public limited company. So we have here private and public. Okay. When I talk about the private, this means that it's owned by whom? The shareholders, people, people who have invested in the company usually have the abbreviation here LTD, which is limited, at the end of their names. So the company needs to be what? The company needs, of course, to be registered with the company's house. A number of paperwork need to be set up. We have to fill the papers before setting up this business. They have to publish their accounts every year. Why? To pay the taxes. And we have here, as we said, a very remarkable government intervention in this, and it regulates here the work there. Shareholders get dividend if the business has made a profit, if the company made a profit. So as shareholders, I will get my dividend. This is called, we have here in this kind, limited liability. This was about the private limited company. What about the public limited company? I'm talking here about what? I'm talking here about the kind of corporation that's owned by whom? The stockholders. People also, there are people who have what? Invested in the company. Usually have the abbreviation of PLC at the end of their names. The otherwise private was what? LTD. But here PLC at the end of their names. Similar to private limited company, however, PLCs can trade their shares what? Publicly on stock exchange market. So this kind, I'm gonna share my share here or trade my share publicly on the stock exchange market. Higher amount of capital required before companies can become PLC because it needs more and more money to become a big here company to share here in the stock exchange market. Anyone can buy shares from a PLC, limited liability here. Okay, other ways to organize business, we have non-profit organization, franchise, and cooperative. So when I talk about here the non-profit organization, I'm not taking money, focuses on providing a service rather than making profit. And we know that business is the concept of making profit, but when I say non-profit organization, this means that I'm not gonna take money. This is here for charity and so on. Has to register with the government and might be run by a board of directors also. Okay, guys, doesn't have to pay taxes. Why? Because this is just for people, for the benefits of people. Donors don't receive dividends like investors. Donors who pay money, like what? I'm paying money to donate here. The ones who donate, but they can deduct their donations from their taxes. I have here, as we know, Risala and Magdi Yaqub's foundation, as you see this. Um, let's have another kind, which is franchising. What about franchising? It's like a contractual agreement between the franchisor, people who own the brand name, and the franchisee. The franchisee, people who use the established brand name like McDonald's, and the people here, the shops of McDonald's here in Egypt. A fee is charged by the brand owner trading under their big names like McDonald's. The franchisee, here like the shops in Egypt, has to pay some of their profit to the franchisor, of course, annual fee and a startup fee also. Training and advertising is provided by the franchisor. He's responsible for training his employees and for the advertisement. Franchisor here offers a well-known name and a business plan. So he's the one who's responsible to offer the name and the business plan, like Pizza Hut, Blockbuster, McDonald's, and 7-Eleven. Okay, I have here, he can here operate a franchise yourself. You can operate a franchise yourself as a sole proprietor, right? As a partnership, of course, and with someone else, or even as a corporation. Okay, I have here the third thing, which is cooperative. It's kind of ownership, organization owned and operated by its members for the purpose of doing what? Of saving money. Of save so cooperative, I'm doing the business and owned, the organization owned and operated with members with what purpose? Very important, saving money on the purchase and sale of certain goods and services. So, like what example we have here? Like I have here made up of group of cranberry growers. Okay, workers cooperatives. A cooperative here is an organization. The business is jointly owned, okay, and run by what? The workers, by the workers now. So the ownership here is under what? Under the control of the workers. All profits are shared and the owners make joint decisions. They make the decisions together. Like what? Like this organization. Okay. Okay, that's it for today. What have you learned today, guys? Okay, I have here some questions, true or false. Okay, after the session, please solve this one. Hope you understood everything. Please, if you have any questions, send me on the SCL or at school. Thank you, my dear students. Bye bye.